back, everybody. All right, a little change of pace here. Pretty slow at home the last month. You know, trapping is breeding season and everything is unseasonably warm right now. Our February was more like our May. You know, we had temperatures up in the 80s most days, and that coupled with the breeding season just made for some really, really slow trapping. We only caught like 10 coyotes the whole month of February, actually from about mid-January to the end of February. So, got a phone call here a few months ago. Been trying to coordinate this thing. Headed to Georgia, headed to southwest Georgia around Albany. Got 2 weeks scheduled down here to trap a little over 1,000 acres. Guy's putting us up at his guest house and all like that, so that's cool. We don't have to camp out, don't have to stay in a motel or anything. But like I say, we're going to be on 2 properties, a little over 1,000 acres between the 2 of them. Going for some coyotes, bobcats, coons, whatever. Only unfortunate thing is we're only going to have 1 day where we can take bobcats. After February 28th, you got to release all your bobcats and fox over here in the state of Georgia. So fingers crossed we snag one of those on the first night. That's all we're going to have. Today's the 27th, so if we can get that done in one night, you know, we'll be able to keep us a cat. Other than that, it's going to be coyotes and coons. So stick around, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's going to be a little different for me. It's different dirt, different land, different everything from what I'm used to, but hopefully we can get it done same as we do at the house. So hope you guys enjoy it. Ooh, caught a lucky break here. First night in Georgia. Got out in about 20 sets yesterday. Boom! First night catch bobcat, and actually looks like there's an old trap right here. Looks like somebody might have left one prior to me. We'll definitely get that up and return it to its proper owner. But bobcat had a dirt hole set in here. Big curve here in the road intersection. Little swampy bottoms. There's some good thickets in here. So sweet, my first Georgia bobcat. Flopping boys. First Georgia coyote. My first red dirt Georgia coyote. I had a big double dirt hole set in here. There's a fire line. It's been plowed both ways here, and a road that comes down and kind of intersects, dead ends here at the fire lane. Had a double dirt in right here. Just, you know, good travel path, man. And we kind of transitioning from these little short pines with some heavy growth on it down into this hardwood bottom. So all in all, it's a good spot, and picked us up a nice dog. It's like a pretty good size one. MB 450, deep catch, like always. Good stuff, man. I'm gonna grab up some pictures and get this thing remade. Hopefully we got some more. We had a little bit of rain last night, and I was hoping it'd get these critters moving, and it looks like it absolutely did. So good stuff. Whew. All right. So like I told y'all, after February 28th, we got to release bobcats here in Georgia. So had a dirt hole set in right here, and then right on the other side of the road there was this big log laying down, and made kind of a flat set in there and picked up old kitty cat. And this thing is some kind of beautiful, man. Look at the spots. I mean, it's a small cat, but my goodness, look at the coloration on that thing. So anyway, I'm gonna grab up some pictures of him. Got him by the back foot in MB 450. I'm gonna grab up some pictures of him and get this cat released. But he is some kind of pretty. And there he is. Number 2, baby. Number 2. Number 2 Georgia coyote in one day. We got 2 coons, bobcat, which we released, and 2 coyotes today. Still got a couple more to check. Had a double set in here. Had a dirt hole right here, and a flat set right over there on that little point of grass coming out. It's about a 4-way intersection here. You can see a road, fire lane, and another road coming up out of the swamp here. So good spot. There's a lot of hogs out here, man, and we took a pretty hard hit with the pigs last night, rooting up traps and digging up traps and stuff like that. But Still managed to pull off a coyote. Another MB450. Not ideal, but he got 2 toes in there. Good stuff. All right, hadn't done much setting instruction on this video here or anything like that, so we're gonna go ahead and plug one of those in real quick. So what we got here, got a big food plot over here, big food plot over here, and a nice little row of trees coming through the center. And over here to the left, we got a bunch of hardwood swamp and everything. So probably gonna get a raccoon here, but you know, we're targeting raccoons pretty hard right now on these couple properties we're trapping. So I think I'm gonna plug a trap in right here. A little bush hog trail coming down the edge of this food plot right at this tree line. Probably gonna punch one in right here somewhere. This is one of the only spots on this property I've found so far that's got red clay. Everything else is pretty sandy like back home, but this stuff here, a little different trapping than what I'm used to. So anyway, picked up a couple raccoons, 2 coyotes last night on this place. The other place was just completely dead. It's about half the size of this piece of property, so it kind of stands to reason. Half the property, maybe half the catches, but we'll see how it turns out. But anyway, just kind of plundering around for a minute. I'm gonna punch that trap in back there in just a sec. All right, a little change of plans. We were gonna put it right here behind us, but the ground's hard as a brick over there, so coming in this little bit of plowed stuff here. Hopefully it'll be a little bit softer. We can get a dirt hole punched in. Just a little mound of dirt right here I'm gonna use for a backing. I've said before, I don't like real high backing and stuff for my coyote set. So anyway, we're gonna punch a dirt hole in here. Probably do 2 dirt holes if we can get the drill to go in. All right, so that's not the typical depth I like, only about 6 inches deep, but that's as far as I can get this drill into this red clay. It is hot today. Trapping at about 83 or 84 degrees right now. Still catching, but might not be too miserable for the coyotes, but it is sure miserable for the trapper. I'll tell you what I do like about this red clay down here. This stuff makes a good solid bed, man. Pretty easily bedded traps. We got rocks though. I don't have rocks at home. Dreading the day I come to one of these traps and there's a rock stuck in the jaw and coyote tracks everywhere. Probably gonna happen. A little bit of that back there for some backing. Added backing. Fresh mouse burger, a little wad in there. I'm gonna go with a lure hole and a surface lure on this. Just kind of mix things up a little bit. Some of this. Just put a little dab right back here. I like to kind of keep my lure a good, I don't know, 12 inches or so away from my trap. I mean, yeah, 12, 14 inches away from the trap. That way if a coyote does come up here, you know, the coyote's got a bad habit of wanting to come up and roll in this stuff. So hopefully, my theory is if I keep those lure holes a little further away from the trap, or the surface lure especially, if a coyote does decide to come roll in it, he's rolling away from my set. And then when he goes to actually work the bait hole, his feet will be in the right spot. I'm not saying I don't get rolls. I do. I get a lot of rolls, but you know, sometimes it does do good to have those lures a little further away, where if they roll in it, they don't roll on top of the trap and trip it and ultimately not get caught. All right, so I've been wanting to do this for a little while now, just kind of give a little trap pack inventory. These are the tools that I keep in my trap pack all the time. I just got a little, you know, like a little millwright tool bag or whatever that I carry all my stuff in. Got a couple little pouches. I keep like some spare, you know, spare swivels, J hooks, S hooks, things like that in it. But ultimately, this is what I got. So I got my sifter. I like the heavy duty kind, not with a little thin wire in it. Those kind of wear out on me pretty easy. So I got the one with the stiff hardware cloth in the bottom, or expanded metal in the bottom. My trapping gloves, I've used leather gloves. I've used, you know, the nitrile rubber gloves, these kind of mechanic gloves, garden gloves, whatever. Anything works as long as it's keeping your hand directly off the trap. A flathead screwdriver or Phillips head, but a screwdriver, 2 different size pairs of pliers. I keep like a small pair and a big pair. And the reason that I keep the tools like that is having to make adjustments on the traps. If you got to adjust a pan tension, like on the bridgers, you can use the pliers and the screwdriver to kind of adjust that pan tension. Sometimes the base plate, where the base plate comes up and the dog attaches, you might get it bent. You may have to grab it with those pliers and kind of bend it back straight. Just general quick maintenance on a trap while you're out on the line. I got a little triangle file here as well. Flat file, triangle file, any kind of file is a must-have in a trap pack. You know, a lot of times you'll see me, I'll knock the wax off the night latch just to help that trap get a good solid set on that night latch, where that wax doesn't make it slip faster or fire faster or easier or lighter than it should. Stake driver, of course. Got my sodbuster hammer, sodbuster hammer head. I modified it with a metal handle welded in because the old fiberglass handles kept breaking. And of course, drill and auger. I used to use a smaller auger, the 1.5 inch or 2 inch or whatever it is, and I actually I wore one out one time and went to order a new one from Minnesota Trapline Products, and they were out of stock of the smaller ones, and I ended up getting this big 3-inch auger. And it actually increased my catch rate a little bit noticeably. I was catching more coyotes and more bobcats with that 3-inch auger, and I think the reason is it just gives that set a little more curb appeal, a little more eye candy pop, you know, when something comes walking down a road or through the field edge or whatever, and it sees this bigger open, you know, gaping hole that's this big versus the 2-inch that's this big. I just think it gives it a little more, like I say, a little more curb appeal. It's a little more catchy to them. So that's basically the contents of my trap pack. Like I say, I got the little pouches over here. I keep some swivels and J-hooks and a couple trap tags and stuff like that, because you know, coon's always gonna pull a trap tag off. And I keep my polyfill just down in one of the pockets here. You know, that stuff's it's non-absorbent. It doesn't collect scent on it, so you can keep it out in the open. All my traps I keep inside closed boxes, because if y'all are like me, there's always some nasty junk riding around in the back of your truck, a bag of trash or some dead animals or something like that. So these traps you see over here are used traps that I've pulled off previous lines and hadn't cleaned yet, but all the good clean traps that I use stay in these boxes with the lids sealed. I got one of the little tool bags that go on a 5-gallon bucket, and that's what I keep my stuff in. And I really like it, man. It makes everything good and accessible. You can keep your little lure jars and stuff, you know, stuck around the outside. I keep my lures on the outside. I keep my baits in the middle, my urines. And this, I actually kind of forged this, if you want to call it that. I mean, I did forge it. Just a little piece of flat bar. I kind of forged a bigger spoon on one end and then like a smaller little scoop on the other end. So I use this end for bait and this end for lure. It beats the heck out of trying to carry plastic spoons around and find a stick every time you want to bait and lure a set. So that's my bait bucket. There's my trap pack. There's my traps. Just set that dirt hole set right here, and about to head on and make another set. Oh, look at him bouncing. Look at him bouncing. He's a bouncer. He's a bouncer. Great day. /2R1. Oh man, I smell that nasty jersey. Flat set. MB450. Got it. Big old coyote. maybe this one won't be so mouthy and I can actually talk a little bit. I had a flat set in here and an MB 550 on this one. I got a couple 550s, so I had this one in. Caught a raccoon here night before, 2 nights ago we caught a raccoon. Last night we caught night before last we caught a possum. And then we caught a coyote. So this marks another first for me. I caught the raccoon, remade the set in the same spot, caught the possum. And normally when I catch possums, I throw in a fresh trap and I move a little bit, but I just wanted to kind of experiment, just see. This is the first time I've ever caught a coyote directly behind a possum. Now what I did do when I remade that set, I scooped all of the possum dirt out, kind of tossed it off, and punched in 3 new lure holes. And I pretty well soaked the ground real good with coyote urine right around the trap, just like a nice circle around the trap, and nothing but coyote urine to try to kind of drown out some of that possum smell. I know guys that catch coyotes right behind possums. I'm just not one of them. Just never had that luck before. So anyway, nice coyote, looks like a male. That first one we got was a female, the howler, and this one here's got a pretty good little color into him. It's kind of rubbed up some though, but anyway, I'm gonna get him handled, get on out of here. Oh, here we go. Got us another doggy. Had a flat set in here, MB 450. Nice, good mature dog too. Everything I've caught down here has been big dogs. And they're very vocal. So anyway, MB 450 flat set, 5th coyote here in about a week. So I'll grab up some pictures and get it remade. All right, well, we've been catching a lot of these in Georgia. Might as well throw one on the camera. Trash panda. I think it's like number 15 or 16. Been at it, let's see, today's Tuesday, so just over a week, about 8 days. About 15 or 16 coons in 8 days. It's not terrible. These landowners do want a lot of them taken out. We got dog proofs everywhere. They're just not hitting the dog proofs that much, but they are definitely hitting these coyote traps. So anyway, we're gonna get this guy handled. Roll on. I got another bobcat here this morning. Pretty good size one, little back foot catch there. I had like a big deep dirt hole. I guess you'd call it like maybe a cubby set. Like I had a bunch of dirt piled up around it. Kind of on the corner of this little fire lane here in the edge of this road. Just kind of trying to give that big visual attractant and pick this up a cat. So anyway, we're gonna grab some pictures of him. We got to get this guy released once again. Georgia, March. We got to let bobcats go. So anyway, we're gonna grab up some pictures and roll on. And another Georgia bobcat in the red clay. Had a flat set in here. Just kind of a little triangle of grass right here where these fire lanes intersect. Got a 3-way intersection here. Hardwood swamp right here behind us, and some thicker underbrush pines. So once again, fixing to turn this guy loose, but it's a nice bobcat, man. Got a nice catch, nice full pad catch on another MB 450, and he's upset with me, so he looks like he's gonna run off just fine when I let him go. Anyway, I'll grab out some pictures and turn him loose. We're gonna go ahead and wrap the video up with this bobcat. It'll be another release, but it'll be the last one, hopefully. We're gonna come back next year when we can actually keep these guys. This makes number 7 we've caught on this trip. Nice big tom, MB 450, full front pad catch. But I'm gonna let him go with all his buddies. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. It's my first time trapping down in Georgia. Turned out pretty good. A 14-day trip turned into about a 12. We got a bunch of heavy rain coming in today. We're supposed to pull out tomorrow, so we're just gonna go ahead and snatch them up today and get on home. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it, man. I appreciate y'all watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on. Be trying to come out with a lot of material this spring, maybe some turkey hunting. Fingers crossed we got time to turkey hunt. Anyway, thanks for watching, and catch y'all on the next one.